Yeah, quad, you know, quad makes you think of the word square. It's weird how something square is 2 and not 4. Somebody I think left for a moment. Yeah. Okay, so number 2, we got x squared minus 12x plus 18. Does this factor? Could I use the x factor method? Does anything multiply to 18 and add to negative 12? No. 9, 2, 6, and 3, 1. No, okay, so this doesn't work the way it's set up. So step 1, move C. Got that step down. When I move the C, I leave a big blank space where C should be, so that I can put in a C that will work, since the 18 didn't work. Right. Yep, so we'll put a 36. And the key is putting it on the left and the right. The right side's important also. So we got to keep our equation balanced and all that. And then you factor. So the square root of 36 is 6. So the two binomials are x minus 6, x minus 6. And then negative 18 plus 36 is 18. And so we can write our binomial squared. Who got this far? So good. So good. Big square root bar. Get rid of the power of 2. X minus 6 is plus or minus the square root of 18. Ooh, 18 should it be 18? Yeah, 18 can be rewritten. Yep. 18 is the same as 3 square root 2 because I'm thinking about it as 9 times 2. And then add 6, and the 6 goes in between the equal and the plus or minus. And here's our answer. So that guy definitely has real solutions. So we should be able to see that on Desmos if we were curious. I am. All right, on number 2, you had a couple of these in the assignment yesterday. I'm sorry, number 3. You can just divide everything by 2. And then you're at x squared minus 10x plus 30. And you do the whole process with the numbers divided by 2. Yep, do the same thing, but we're using 10 and 30. X squared minus 10x plus 30. So many little nuances have gone into figuring this out. We spent a whole day just on solving by square rooting. We spent maybe 2 days on understanding the imaginary I. Spent a whole day on how to do b over 2 squared. So it's like 4 or 5 different lessons all mashed into one process. But once you get the process down, a lot of people like it better than X factor. And it solves problems with imaginary solutions. So it's not bad. How'd you guys do on that one?
I forgot
For the end.
that's all it was.
Yeah. I'm just gonna real quick show you how b over 2 works. There's a visual for it in your book. There's maybe if you look at one of these examples, it'll help. So if you're thinking about x squared plus 18x, the reason this is called completing the squares is a lot of mathematicians have a whole different visual on this math than just numbers. But so you can think about a visual for x squared as x times x, that's x squared in there. And then this is x plus 18. So if I put an 18 right here, this would be x squared and 18x. Everybody buy into this? This is x squared plus 18x. You were going to be doing the box method and all that. So another way to look at it is x squared plus 9x plus 9x. So if you divide b by 2, you have your x times x, and then instead of just having an 18, we have a 9 and a 9. And that's x plus 9. That's x squared plus 9x plus 9x right there. So then what would complete this square? 9 times 9. So if I wanted to actually complete this square and make it a perfect square, so it was something that can be square rooted, it would be b over 2 squared. So that's how b over 2 squared works in this. Because you take your b value divided by 2, and then to finish the square, to make it even on all sides, you do b divided by 2 squared. So that's a visual of where that formula comes from.
It's just the original b value, just 18x?
Yeah. So when you divide it by 2, so instead of 18, I did 9 and 9, which is equivalent. Now I can make this a perfect square instead of a rectangle. I can make it a perfect square by dividing that by 2, and then I fill it in with that squared, because 9 times 9, 81. And that's more of the thinking that went into the process. The mathematicians who actually worked with these numbers and came up with the process, they see it more like this than just the numbers and the process that we all memorize. All right, let's check your work from yesterday.
What page is that on?
Yeah, yesterday it was, I did 2 things. We did 8 and 9 together, and you guys said we actually did that on Monday. So we went all the way to 222, and we did 21 to 28. I believe I showed you guys 21 in class. It's page 222, 21 to 28. And here's number 21. And now here's number 22. I may have showed 22 in class also. Okay, then here's number 23. Here, I'm going to leave it here for a minute and start walking around, but this shows 23, 25, and 27. Yes? I'll highlight the answers. in gray here. Hopefully you can see them. Do you have a question, Jasmine?
Yeah, so I went on college and assignment I'm having to like turn in a certain assignment. I don't know what that assignment is.
So the assignments that were updated, you're not alone. I've had a lot of questions about it. In focus right now, there's assignments. I think it's entitled 1020, 10:8 to 10:20. There are 5 assignments that were graded in that range of time. And those assignments, just like every day's assignments, are 4 points each. Okay, so if you got a 12 out of 20, you're missing 2 assignments. If you got a 4 out of 20, you're missing 4 assignments. So they're listed there on the assignment wall. They're not there for the FAFSA anymore either. But if you go into Schoology, there's an assignment sheet always. There's always an assignment sheet there in each week. And this will tell you every assignment that was done for these dates. So you can look and say, particularly if you were absent. If you were absent and you never came to me and showed me makeup work, that's a 0. But I'm real flexible, I'll still take your makeup work. But if you were here and you just didn't do it, you can still get the points for that, but you have to come after school for it. Any other questions on graded assignments? I stay until 3. Every Monday and Friday. There's ever points that you want to make up. So what you gotta do is do your. How come they're not done? Where you at? We have assignments every day.
I know, but I didn't know, like, are they online?
This assignment sheet has been posted online all year. Every chapter has every week there's an assignment sheet. They're also written there, and it's also what we're doing every day.
Is it this?
That's part of it, probably. But when I walk around, that's what I'm doing. I'm giving 4 points to every student.
Oh.
And if it's not done, I give you 1 point. If it's just like a little bit done, I give you 2 points. If it's halfway done. If there's no work shown and you just went to the back of the book and write your answers, I don't give any points for that. I can tell you what dates, and you can look if you want. Here's 25 and 26. I feel like I just showed 25 though. Here's 26 and 28. Jasmine, I do have you marked absent 1 day.
Oh, that was only the day I went to the Oligo performance.
Okay, so honestly, when you're absent, you're at risk of losing 8 points because on that day I check an assignment from the day before, and I assign something new, right? So that one absence could account for 8 out of 20 points, and you're still able to make up you're still able to show me the assignment from the day before you were absent and the day of the assignment, the day you were absent. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
The last game? Chromebooks don't wear a tag, guys. What would I lie? Being confident.
That sounds reassuring.
For the photometer. Let me know if you want me to zoom in on a certain problem.
All the viewers watching this problem.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody actually anyone's gonna watch it at all. It doesn't matter. Like Bella.
Yeah, it does sound.
Homer thing. Yeah.
Toma.
Wait a second. I knew it was so
It's like it's nice to be able to have like two versions of your own name. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I wish my name.
I knew it was so wrong.
What?
I just
So maybe
Ooh, I gotta see him.
Whoa!
1.8 and 3.4. Like dividing everything by the same.
Right there.
It's just too she can
Stay out there.
it's like
He's looking at me.
why staff? Believe me, I don't want your two cars to be. Can I upload that to Outlook and like email?
Email it to then you open that email in your Chromebook. Oh, you're supposed to do a math class. All right, guys, let's look at the quadratic formula. This is on page 231. Some of you will very much remember this from Algebra 1. Some of you will not. So, you've already learned how to solve quadratic equations. This chapter so far, you've done so many things with quadratic equations. You've graphed defined x-intercepts. You've square rooted. You've done x factor. And just now we were completing the square, which is when the x factor method won't work. We are now going to use the quadratic formula, which is another way of doing the same thing, finding what x equals. This is not given to you for the SAT, so you do have to memorize it for this class. What you will do is you're going to plug in A, B, and C to this formula and simplify it, and that gives you the answers. So, one thing I want to know in the assignment today, not every equation is set equal to 0. So, for the formula, your equation must be set equal to 0. So set it equal to 0 before plugging it into the formula. So when you plug in, you don't plug in x, you just plug in the exact b value, the exact a value, the exact c value. And what practice will do is just help you to simplify it correctly. So there's a nice example here, example 1. Of course, your book doesn't really show all of the steps. So from the original equation, notice that they say write in standard form. If you want to show the work here, what they've done is subtracted 5 on both sides. And then you make a list. In this equation, a equals 1, b equals 3, c equals -5. And look at, notice there's no x in here. Some people will mistakenly plug x in with the number, and then you can't simplify it. So literally just plugging in the 3, the 1, and the -5, and then getting the order of operations done correctly. And here's your answer. Your answer doesn't look too good. It's complicated. -3 plus or minus the square root of 29 all over 2. Some of the completing the square answers look just like that. So you have the rest of class to work on this. I'm going to do number 1 with you, but it's it's number 1 through 8.
Yeah.
237, 1 through 8. And we're using the quadratic formula.
That's where we get the formula?
No, you have to memorize it.
Okay.
X squared minus 4x plus 3. There's not enough room on your paper, so do it on a separate piece of paper. Formula down, but do you know what? I already know it. Yeah. I already know the formula. I've had it memorized for like over half my life. Do you have it memorized?
No.
So should I write it down? I guess if it's gonna help you, but who really needs to write it down?
Jack.
You guys do. It's -b plus and minus square root b squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. And actually, on Monday, on Monday, we will derive this. We will show where the quadratic formula came from using the completing the square process. So I can show you where this came from. It's a little overwhelming, but you are meant to see how it's done. So we'll do it Monday. Might be a little too much for a Friday. So here I go. X equals, so it's opposite b or negative b. So I'm going to do negative 4. I'm plugging the b in right next to that negative sign. You could just make it 4. Xavier says, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to make it 4. I'm fine with that. It's opposite b. Do it. If you have that notion, you go for it. And then it's negative 4 squared. Do y'all know your calculators do you wrong with negatives and squares?
I think you
Yeah.
Your calculator will go wrong on this if you don't use parentheses. Well, your calculator is very technical as part of the programming in it. If you want the calculator to square negative 4, you have to put parentheses around the negative, or else it's doing negative 1 times 4 squared, which is a different math problem. So part of this is actually practicing it in your calculator. Some students will just watch me do it, write the answer down, and feel like they understand it. But until you put that in your calculator, you don't know if you're doing it right. Hopefully you have the good calculator.
4 times 1, correct. Over school over 1.
What this is actually doing for you, it's actually cutting out the whole completing the square process and just taking you right to the answer. It's just you don't even have to do any of that rewriting, squaring, square rooting. It'll just take you right to the answer. This is it, quadratic formula. So my next step, I'm going to square it and I'm going to multiply. I think some people do. I think like 10% of all these students will have it memorized walking in here. There's lots of songs about the quadratic formula. Yeah. I'll let you decide for yourself. The calculator does the whole thing. As long as you show everything plugged in. Okay. Yeah, your phone might not have Outlook, but your phone definitely has Gmail, right?
But it's not like going through. I don't know why.
You should be doing that, but you can do a Gmail to your Outlook account.
I'm just telling you that there's a two in the phone.
Oh.
That's it. Wait. Also, I don't know how to send a picture before.
It's for Schoology or to go directly to a teacher?
To go directly to a teacher.
You can send a message to Schoology or through Focus.
It's probably not gonna go through on your phone. But I try to message my teacher all the time on my phone. It never goes through.
Well, I already messaged them, but it told me to email the picture to them.
Upload it on.
Yeah, you can email through Focus if Focus is on your phone.
Send it to your email.
Click on the teacher.
It's not Sunday.
Goldfish is actually to x equals 2 plus or minus 1.
That's good. All right, this means because we had integer answers, this means the x factor method would have worked. I could have just multiplied the 3 and added -4, but technically the formula will get you there the same way as the x factor method. So you now know how to graph, square root, factor, complete the square. This is your 5th method of solving a quadratic, and it's the quadratic formula.
Which one works for everything?
The formula. The formula is the most universal thing to do. That's why it's taught last, I guess. Alright, you guys, you have the rest of class to get through 8. Ready to go? Work together.
Thank you.
This is an opportunity to become proficient with your calculator as well as doing it by hand. That works. Now do your math.